Hello and welcome back to Solid. My name is Jake. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Today is Thursday, May 29th, and we got a little bird's eye preview slash reKawp today. I think it's going to be short because there's not a whole lot to think about with last week. There's a little bit to think about with last week, but for the game, the Week 10 game tomorrow, brother, ain't nothing. Ain't nothing to even think about, not even a tiny little bit. But let's do the reKawp first. By the way, if you're listening to this and you want to watch it, you got that option. You go to go right on over there to the YouTube, and it's at Solid Pod on there. If you're watching this and you don't want to, then I don't care. I do care. Sorry. Then go to Solid on Apple and Spotify, and do that. That would be cool. I don't know if I ever brought this up, but I got a weird email. This was like over the summer, I think. There was some weird. Yes, that's what it was. Okay, I got an email from somebody at hello@podstatus.com, which is it's a real website. Carlos at podstatus.com. It said, "Hello, how's it going?" And this is on September 7th, 2024. "Hello, how's it going? Hope all is well. I have some cool information that might interest you. Your podcast, Solid, has good performance in Apple Podcasts rankings over the last 30 days. Position number 4 in the category of football. Position number 41 in the category of sports. So this one that you're listening to, position number 4 in all of football, and position number 41 in all of sports, in the country of Kyrgyzstan." So to all the Kyrgyzstan people who don't watch this and listen to it instead, what's up? What's up to you? So yeah, that was an email that I got in September. So shout out to the people in Kyrgyzstan. Hope you're doing good. Heard it's beautiful this time of year or something. I don't know, but whatever. Battlehawks. Okay, Battlehawks beat the Brahmas 39-13. Dumb game. Fun game, but dumb game. Hand up, going to tell you right now, only watch the first half. Only watch the half that Max Duggan was in. And that is where we are going to start with Max Duggan, 12 for 17. 12 for 17. Let's just start with that. Max Duggan, so he's played weeks 4 through 9. In week 4, full games. Full game in week 4, I guess. I don't know. It says that he only played in that game, not started, but that was when Manny Wilkins got fucked up. Max Duggan in that game, 17 throws. Week 5, 12 throws, 19 throws, 23 throws, 21 throws, and in week 9, 17 in one half. In one half. Now, those are the attempts and not like his dropbacks. He dropped back a lot more in those games, and he only had 18 dropbacks in this game. But still, the number of throws, I think dropbacks are a much better number to judge on completion percentage. Whatever, it's not important for this. It's a whole philosophical thing. Whatever, it's dumb, and I'm dumb. But yeah, so in one half of football in this game, they were just like, "Hey, Max, you know how you always throw it? We're gonna just have you do that, but we're gonna do that at half the time." And Max is like, "Fuck it, okay, I will, and I'll ball out," because he threw for again one half of football, 134 yards, which is his second highest total so far this season. But yeah, he was 12 for 17. 133 yards, 1 touchdown, completion rate of 70.6%. Very good, man. I think, and we didn't other than the super increased volume, which by the way I like, because it's not like they didn't run the ball effectively. It's not like they were just throwing the ball, because this to be fair, it's what I asked for going into that game. Because again, I'm dumb. I asked for them to just be like, "Hey, you know what? Just throw the ball every single play, and if it's a 3 and out, then who gives a shit?" They didn't do that. They threw the ball a lot, but They did run the ball effectively in the first half, which is delightful to see. Again, against San Antonio's just a dog shit team. So it doesn't matter, but it's still good that they did it, and then they showed that like they can. Like they don't like they again against a bad team, but they can do it if they want to. And it is offense that this team can function with. You know, there's only potentially 3 games left, definitely 2 games left, only 1 real game. But yeah, you guys get what I mean. It's other than the sheer volume and the number of times that Max Duggan threw the ball. I'm gonna fart. I don't know if you could hear that, but it was a tiny little guy. Other than the sheer number, we didn't learn anything different about Max Duggan. There was when he threw the ball and he was on and he was decisive, it rocked. When he took some time and had to kind of calibrate in his brain, the throws weren't as good. Like he dirting a couple deep ones, and the one that he threw to Blake Jackson that got him into the red zone, like that was awesome. That was it was a high ball, but Blake Jackson going up and snagging that bad boy. Oh hell yeah, dude! Get my blood pumping. And then it was actually Max Duggan's last throw of the game. It was the touchdown that he threw to Frank Darby. Beautiful. He got the ball is out like with Frank Darby still got a step and a half in his route, and he puts it right on him. I say puts it right on him. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but like you could see, like hats off to the cameraman that was there, but he was the way that this cameraman went. It went cameraman, Frank Darby, and then Max Duggan, like all in a line. And you could see where Max was going to throw the ball. It was going to be a little bit on the outside where Frank Darby was, but then it got tipped at the line of scrimmage and it floated inside a little bit, and Frank Darby still adjusted and made a play on it. So that rocked. I mean, you could see that it was going to be a good throw, but even though the ball got tipped, still a decent. I mean, obviously that's all luck that the ball went that way, even though it got tipped. That was his second tipped ball at the line of scrimmage, which you don't necessarily want to see. But other than that, I mean, there was only 2 incompletions that I think necessarily were not Max Duggan's fault. Of his 5 incompletions, only 2 of them, one of them did get tipped at the line, whoever you want to put the blame on there. And then another one, I believe it was to, I made sure I put a note of this. I didn't write who it was to. It might have been to Hakeem Butler, but it was a late throw, and it got broken up a little bit. So I don't know, maybe half on Max and half on the DB that broke that up. So, I mean, again, yeah, we didn't necessarily learn anything about Max. It's just good that he went into this game and left this game that on a high note. That's got to be a confidence builder for the cat. So that's a good thing. As far as the running game went, again, Jake Saylor's got. I think actually, like, I did a decent job with a reKawp when I did my reauction after this game ended. But Jacob Saylor's had 6 carries for 33 yards. Jarvian Howard had 12 carries for 60 yards. I think that's good that it wasn't Anthony Becht putting him in the doghouse, because remember in week 8 he fumbled. And it's sometimes them dumb guys that are in charge would be like, oh, you fumble, I'm gonna punish you by sitting you on the bench. And it's like, well, actually that's seems kind of counterintuitive to trying to get the most out of somebody, but fuck it, you're the one in charge. They did not do that to Jarvian Howard. They gave him a relatively full workload this game. But yeah, he had 12 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. Kevin Latulis had 8 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. First time that we've ever really gotten to see him play. Maybe like got a few snaps in like week 1 or 2 or something like that. But no, that was good for them. Team ended up having a total of 169 rushing yards, which is good. That's nice, honestly. That just kind of goes to show that offensive line really had their way. They did a few creative running schemes where they used those tight ends, and as we've seen, when those tight ends are used as a lead blocker, man, and it works, it's great. But then there was that game when Jake Sutherland was doing it, and I don't know if he was shitting himself earlier that game or something, but he played like a coward and didn't make any of his blocks, and then it was a dog shit running game. So most of the time, those whenever they're doing that, it's a good thing. So just got to make sure that we keep that on the top of our head. not this week, but in the next week and a half. Another thing that is very notable, and I'm curious to see, and I imagine they probably did for Max Duggan. They're like, hey, we're gonna have you throw the ball a lot. If it's not there, just do something. Just do something with it. Don't run, because he did only have one carry. He had one carry for 6 yards, and it was one where he kind of got the pressured out of the pocket to his right. Then he had I believe it was an edge rusher, might have been a linebacker, in his face, and then there was a corner that was kind of sitting in the flat, not really opening anything up for him, or not allowing anything to open up for him. And Max is moving to the right and ended up just tucking it and running. It got 6 yards and ran out of bounds. So I'm fairly certain that one of their coaching points for Max going into that game was, hey, you know how you like running up and downhill, and you treat people like Juggernaut treats walls, and you try to smash through them? You're not doing that. If you're gonna run the ball, you're gonna run the ball out of bounds, and you better get positive yards on it, because we're not gonna make you take any more hits than you need to. So that was a good thing. I appreciated that out of them. But yeah, 169 yards. You'll take that. The only other person to carry the ball was Gary Jennings Jr. on a end around, got 8 yards. It was actually one of the better. It was earlier on in the game. One of the better end arounds they've done this season. It probably could have been a touchdown. The way that they did this, they had the tight end. I think the tight end went in motion. Maybe no, because it's a longer developing play because it's an end around. The tight end, I think it was Chase Allen, lined up to the left of the left guard, or the left tackle. Sorry, and then he made it look like he was going to pull to the right. But then he got about maybe behind the left guard, maybe the center, and then just pulled a 180 and then got out to be a lead blocker for Blake Jackson on the end around. He ended up not blocking anybody, but he was, in the right position too. The cornerback was kind of just, I think, keyed into it a little bit, because this team runs end arounds at a disgustingly high rate. So when I do say that this is one of the better end arounds, kind of a big sample size, honestly. But he ended up getting the right spot. If he would have gotten the block on that cornerback, could have been a touchdown. I'm not saying it would have been, because the safety was still there. I would hope that Gary Jennings Jr., being a very fast guy, would either be able to outrun him or just make him miss. But who knows? He ended up getting 8 yards. If that block was there, because that cornerback was the one who ended up making the tackle. Could have been a lot better if we got some blocks from a blocking tight end, but I don't know. I'm asking for a lot on the outside there. But yeah, no, as far as the offense went, it was, for the first half, good. I appreciated it. I think that's pretty much all I got. Yeah, Max Duggan was thrown low and high, and he did target Hakeem Butler a handful of times, and he caught 2 of them, which is good. Make sure you get him involved in games. Yeah, I don't know. Offense, thumbs up. Thumbs up for me on that one. As far as the defense went, the Brahmas did only score 13 points in this game, and I only watched the first half. They only scored 10 or they scored 10 of those 13 points in the first half. Few things. That Micah Abraham drive where he got the scoop and score, that was his first drive of the game. That was his first drive playing on this team, and in the first couple plays, you could see. I don't want to say he was slow to break, but like to break downhill on the ball, because I was what's his name? Kellen Mond was kind of delivering pretty well, and the receivers were there underneath. And I'm totally fine with that. Make them do long drives and force them to play mistake-free football, and they play not mistake. What's the opposite of mistake-free? Mistake-riddled, mistake-plagued football. The Brahmas do. But they had their first 3 drives of the game, and this is like their first. They only had 3 drives in the first half. It was an 8-play drive, a 7-play drive, and a 14-play drive. The 14-play drive ended up being the touchdown. And then they had that field goal at the very end of the first half. So they had to play mistake-free football in that first half, and they didn't. The first drive was On the 4th and 1, they went for it, didn't block Travis Feeney, and he got a tackle for a loss. Second drive, there was the forced fumble, scoop and score. So it's like you're making them the letting them get these little dinky yards. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Unfortunately, there was the drive where they did score, and 14 plays, a lot of fucking plays, man. 7.5 minutes off the clock on that one. So it's like it's viable. It's a viable offense, and I think that it's a viable defense, and I think the defense did a pretty good job executing, except for obviously that one drive. But other than that, it was the second half was pathetic by that team. I did mention that Micah Abraham, that was his first drive. It looked like they were rotating in, or like they were flipping the two corners that they were putting in, because the starters were obviously Nick Whiteside and Miles Jones, and then which I don't get the Miles Jones starting thing. I don't get it. I like Miles Sims better. The second cornerbacks that went in were Micah Abraham and Miles Sims. I will say, looking at the snap counts and everything for this, Micah Abraham only had 14 total snaps. I'm wondering if that's just because he doesn't know the defense, or I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, he only had 14 total snaps. So at some point in the second half, they stopped doing that rotating of corners, and just let the other three guys kind of go at it themselves. But I liked. I other than that, man, let stuff go underneath. Obviously, it's not great, but it's fine. That's kind of my point with when I was going on that whole tirade. Two guys stood out to me on defense in a bad way. And it was Lucas Dennis and Callahan O'Reilly. Lucas Dennis, and it sucks for him because he's got a lot of work to do, and I think I've brought this up before. He's got probably one of the more complicated roles on this defense as the slot corner, as the nickel guy, and they run nickel and dime a lot, so he gets a lot of playing time in this game. As a slot corner, he had 39 snaps. So I mean, I would almost argue it's not by definition their base defense, but they run nickel a lot. So he's out there a lot, but he's got to both do pretty significant run fits and then also be in coverage. But one thing I noticed, man, he was doing a lot of flying around, and I think my best way of like phrasing this is that it almost seemed like wasted energy, because he was like flying around, but he wasn't like really doing a whole lot. I mean, he probably was, and like closing up like lanes and stuff like that, but when it comes to like the tackling and stuff like that, it just wasn't. I don't know. He was like there around, but he was never like the guy to make contact. And I know it's like, obviously this is like a scheme fit and stuff like that. But as far as the eye test goes, we've seen him play downhill and make big sticks and make impressive tackles and kind of light guys up and be good in coverage and get pass breakups and stuff like that. We've seen him do that before, but in this game, a lot of flying around and just not a whole lot. I mean, he did make 4 tackles, but it's just like, I don't know. I think the way that watching him play that game is like, this guy's doing a whole lot for not a whole lot. He's doing a whole lot to be around what's happening while also not doing a whole lot. That's the way that I'm going to phrase it. And then Callahan O'Reilly he just had a tough day. They were in that first half. They were picking on the linebackers a lot. He was getting a little bit blown up on a couple runs, whether he was getting blocked and thrown out of the club or just getting lit up by a running back. And it's like, he's done good before. It's just tough day at the office for Callahan O'Reilly. Unfortunately, when I get to my awards, that's going to be probably one of them. But yeah, as far as the defense went, everyone for the most part stayed healthy. I say for the most part, because looking at the Battlehawks injury or practice report for this week, Phil Hoskins, number 92, I believe. Number 92, Phil Hoskins, the Chonko-sized DN, D-tackle. He was a DNP all week. For an illness, a left elbow, and a left knee. You don't want 3 things to be on there. You don't want 3 reasons to be on an injury report, and especially when it's left elbow and left knee. That's a bummer. But yeah, he's inactive this week. So for the most part. Now, what I will say is that, well, you know what? I think TJ Pesafea also left this game at some point. Looking at TJ Pesafea's snaps, he only had 19 compared to well, I guess that actually might fall in line decently well with, because I'm looking at Freedom Mac and Maladun had 23 snaps. Phil Hoskins had 36. I don't think that he got the full workload, but he also was on the injury report. But for the most part, everybody stayed healthy, so that's good. I'm happy with that. That's kind of the biggest thing going into this game, especially with how riddled by injuries this defense has been and how well they've been able to hold up. Other than that, it's always the Pita Tamoipenu and Travis Feeney show every single week. The guys they're just some dogs. So that was good. I mean, yeah, as far as this game goes, yeah, I just wish that there was more, but just knowing the gravity of the game and specifically how well or how good this team looked against them in week 2, only to go the next week and play DC, which is what they're doing again, only to play DC. So they played San Antonio in week 2, beat the piss out of them, played DC in week 3, and then it's we're all feeling good. Fuck yeah. If this game happened earlier, it'd be okay. It did happen early, but it's we've been fooled. We saw this team beat the shit out of 2 teams who ended up being bad teams. Saw them beat the shit, and we're fuck yeah, dude. Big chest, big man. Fucking so ripped I can't put my arms down. Big strong man. And then you could go to the next week and then just get your dicks ripped off and they brush your teeth with them and just emasculate you in week 3. And that's exactly what happened to the Battlehawks. So it's yeah, I saw good stuff, but against what? It's I don't know. I'm sure that I'm over or underplaying, maybe both, about this matchup and stuff like that. But it's still, this is who I am. You guys, we've been around. Some of you maybe have been watching this for the 3 seasons I've been doing it. Sometimes maybe you're here for the first time. This is who I am. I'm a dick. I'm not a dick. Oh, I'm a skeptic. Maybe a skeptical and reactive and reactionary. I think that's, I don't know. I emotional man. I'm an emotional boy. So you guys get it. You get what I'm saying. I don't necessarily believe that what we saw was real. So that's what we're looking at there. As far as the awards go, reKawp of the week. reKawp of the week. Again, basing this just off the first half. reKawp of the week. I think, man, I'm gonna give reKawp of the week is between 2 people. It's between Micah Abraham and Max Duggan. I have not given a reKawp of the week. So the reKawp of the week goes to the player that played the best. Initially, I said that it just couldn't go to A.J. McCarron when he was the quarterback because he would just win it every week. I don't think I've given it to a quarterback this week, so it's either going to go to Max Duggan or Micah Abraham. But honestly, I think I gotta give it to Micah Abraham because he had the forced fumble, recovered his own fumble, and scored with it, which is fucking metal. And then the play before the end of the half, that kick return, he runs downfield and stops the guy from getting a touchdown. So it's going to Micah Abraham. That being said, Max Duggan's up there, man. He's up there. 17 throws in one half, which is the same workload that he gets in an entire game, and having better production than he has in any other first half. I got to give it to. I got to give it. He deserves it, but I'm going to give it to Mike Abraham. Just any other week. If that doesn't happen, it's going to Max Duggan. But that did happen, and fucking forcing a fumble, recovering it yourself, and scoring is awesome. That alone, and then the hustle on the kick return. So, Mike Abraham, congratulations. You're new to the team, new to an award. Hey, but buddy, I'll give you a gift, not a gift certificate. I'll give you a certificate, is the word that I wanted to say. Of the week. I think I got to get the week to Callahan O'Reilly. I think I do. Yeah, I didn't like seeing him get sunned. I didn't like seeing him get bullied, and it was especially compared to the physicality that Willie Harvey and Mike Rose were playing with. Compared to those guys, Callahan O'Reilly did not. It was not inspiring. So unfortunately, Callahan O'Reilly, I believe maybe I gave you one the other day when you got that pick six. I probably didn't. I'm saying that. That doesn't sound like Callahan O'Reilly. I remember saying that a lot because I like saying Irish names, but whatever. You get the of the week. That sucks for you, but at least you're not the dumbass of the week. Dumbass of the week. Is going to Big Tone. It's going to Big Tone for his challenge. It's going to Big Tone for his challenge on that big kick return. Oh, Tony. It's so much worse when I saw it the second time. It's so much worse when I went and the third time. It's so much worse when you go back and watch it. It's like not only is it, and again, if you want to fast forward 30 seconds, go for it. Really dumb to challenge when it's not a scoring play and when it's not the fourth quarter. Those are the two rules. Instead, Tony baffled this in a way that I don't believe he's fumbled it in a way that he's not bumbled, fumbled, or baffled me before. He did it on a kick return on a holding call, and I went in on this in the reHawction. If you want to go back and listen to that, I had a whole thing on it, how dumb it was, and how if you call, they don't call, or they won't accept your challenge. Is that the right way to say it? You get what I mean. They won't accept your challenge if it's a holding call and it's away from a play. And this is a kick return, so the entire field is in play here, which means that there's even more space that's away from the play, theoretically. And he still fucking did. And it took Mike Pereira about 20 seconds to be like, yeah, idiot. No, you're not getting this challenge. But he also threw his challenge flag. So it's not like the defense was playing for a shutout at this point, because the defense had already given up the touchdown. So when he used this challenge, it was 10-21. It was 10 to no, sorry. It was 7-21. It was 7-21. So it's not like they're not like the defense is pitching a shutout and you don't want to get them that field possession. They had already scored a touchdown. There's 1 fucking second left on the clock, and you saw he threw the flag when San Antonio's field goal team was on the field. It's not like they had their offense back out there and they were going to score another touchdown and turn it into a one possession game, Tony. It's not like they were trying to turn it into a one possession game. It was still going to be a 2 possession game, you dumbass. What are you doing? You dumbass? What on earth? This guy, man. They had their field goal team on the fucking field. What are you doing? So dumb. So big time dumbass of the week and potentially dumbass of the year move by Tony there. That was so stupid. I don't know. I just lost for words with him at this point. Man, the guy. I'm going to say this now so I don't forget it later. The biggest thing tomorrow, biggest thing in that game is that we need Tony to not challenge at all. Personal challenge for you, Tony. Listen, if you know Tone, send this to him. Tony, what I want for you is if somebody says, hey, we should challenge that, you tell them to shut the fuck up and you fire them. Yeah, I don't care who it is. I don't care which guy it is. If it's Donnie, maybe. No, I'm standing fast to it. If somebody tells you to challenge and you don't personally see it, I want you to tell them to shut the fuck up, and I want you to fire them, boot them, leave them in D.C. Say, get your own flight home, fuckhead. Do that. Don't stop listening to people. Stop listening to people, man. Stop listening to people. Except for me. Listen to me. Just other people don't. Fucking pay me $5 for the postseason, and I will be the guy to say that's good. That's a good idea or not. Buy me steal a water for me. No, I don't want you to steal some. Give me a quarter. Let me. I don't know. I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free, Tony. I'll do it for free. Tony, let me be your guy. Let me be your this is a good challenge or this is a bad challenge guy. Let me be him. I'm not going to tell you when to challenge, but I'm going to stand by you. If somebody comes on the headset and they say, hey, they want to challenge us, and I'll look at what's going on and I'll say, fire him. Tell him to fuck himself and fire him. That's what. Then you don't have to listen to that part, but let me be that guy. That's all I'm asking, because clearly the systems in place are so fucked, and I think the systems in place might just be you listening to people. But listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else but me, Tony. Listen to me and listen to your heart. AJ McCarron's not here anymore. AJ McCarron, he's helped you out in the past with the challenges. For the last 5-6 weeks, the people that have been telling you to challenge, they've all been wrong. And if somebody's that wrong, we stop listening to them. If there's somebody that is getting a D, okay, nine games into this, you've succeeded. You succeeded 3 times, so you're 30%. Okay, if somebody is getting a 30% in any class in school, you don't cheat off that guy. If a person who's getting you 30% says, hey, I think these are the answers to this test, you say, oh, cool, I'm not listening to you. And then that's it. You say, shut the fuck up, you're fired, get out of here. Jake, high five. And then, I don't know, we'll have a beer later, but whatever. So that was big dumbass of the week is Tony. Hot mic of the week is going to go, it's not even really a hot mic. It was after Travis Feeney got that tackle for a loss on the 4th down. On that first drive, he got interviewed on the sideline, and he said, quote, I hope they never block me. I hope they don't either. What insight. I love Travis Feeney, but it's like, I hope they never block me. Yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, I hope they don't either. That would be game breaking. That would be. I hope they don't do that either. That would be good. I appreciate that. There's a guy sitting in the 300 level with a goddamn hoagie in his mouth going, I hope they never block him. That is that level. So hot mic of the week goes to Travis Feeney for I hope they never block me. Yep. I 100% agree with that. Okay, let's get into the bird's eye preview. Don't play Max Duggan. I should say this. The Battlehawks, I mentioned the Phil Hoskins illness, left elbow, left knee thing on the practice report. Austin Fallew is full go. Give Austin Fallew 1 drive. Don't let him play anymore. Keep him healthy. So yeah, he was full participation. I doubt he's at 100%, but he was full participation all week, which is the first time that he's been like that since whatever week it was, like week 4, week 5. I can't remember what it was when he got jacked up. But yes, Austin Fallew, good to go. Love that. Gonna need him in the playoffs. Phil Hoskins, Jared Jones-Smith, his injury listed as other. I don't know. Something else. We've seen toes. We've seen guys with toes on there. Left knee, right knee. We've seen hands. We've seen fingers. Jared Jones-Smith, other. And it's not like he was like absent, like had a personal thing going on and missed practice. He was limited in Monday and Tuesday. So he was there and he practiced, but there's just something else. That is great. It's ridiculous when hockey says upper and lower body injuries, but Jared Jones-Smith is just something else. Fucking aura. His aura was wrong, is what it is. Steven Gonzalez was illness all 3 days. Didn't practice at all. He's and he is an inactive. He's not playing in this game. He's the left guard, so he won't be there. Also, I mentioned TJ Pesafea. He is full go, even though I think he might have got dinged up in that game, but it's whatever. So that's what we're looking at there. So as far as this Battlehawks depth chart goes. Once again, the only positions in the depth chart that are 3 players deep is quarterback and running back. And those are the 2 positions where both Max Duggan and Jacob Sailors should be inactive for this game. I think it's going to be a lot of Brandon Silvers. I think that they will give Chevon Cordero a little bit of run. But as far as the offensive line goes, we're looking at Bradley Ashmore at left tackle. So it turns out that he is the Battlehawks swing tackle, which is good. That he's not just like single, the guy that's supposed to go in for Juwan Bushell-Beatty, how we saw earlier this season. Left guard is Ryan Cole. That name does not sound familiar to me. Mike Panashuk is still going to be center. Donovan West, and then Cole Spencer is going to be the backups, like the swing guard. I assume swing guard. And then right tackle is Juwan Bushell-Beatty, and then Teton Saltz, who you may recall from. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before that, but he's been a Battlehawk before. But yeah, so they got their starting offensive line, and then they got 2 guys behind that. I say starting offensive line. It is a backup left guard and left tackle. So that side of the field's fucked. And then, yeah, everything's still normal for wide receiver. As far as the defense goes, buddy, not deep. Not deep at all. Quinterio Cole is inactive for this game. I should read off just who all the inactives are. It's Gary Jennings Jr., Quinterio Cole, Steven Gonzalez, Jared Jones-Smith, and Phil Hoskins. So we are looking at Avery Young is going to be the safety that will rotate in instead of Quinterio Cole. Austin Fallu, TJ Pesafea, Frida Makin-Maladun, and Kyler Baugh, because we did lose Isaiah Mack, which really sucks because turns out he was pretty good. But yeah, so my point here is that this is just not a deep team anymore. And to be fair, the rosters don't necessarily lend to that, which, it sucks. But that's where we're at with that. So all this to say, in this game, need Tony to get it together with his challenges, especially as a CEO head coach. Be better at the things that you're in charge of. Go in with the smallest play sheet ever. You absolutely do not want to give anything away in this game because it is completely meaningless. If you remember last year, it was between San Antonio and the Battlehawks in Week 10, and whoever won that game got home field advantage the next week. So there was something even a little bit at stake there, but it just it wasn't even... yeah, that's important. Should have been important. Turns out it wasn't because A.J. McCarron was gutted by an ankle thing. But there's nothing to play for in this game. And on top of that, I should have pulled this tab up, but I did look at it. So this is being played in Washington, D.C. What is it called? Is it called the Audi Field? Audi Field. In Washington, D.C. I'm just looking up the weather real quick because that is an important thing, and I looked it up earlier, and not great for a game that means absolutely nothing. Okay, so the game tomorrow, let me just make sure that I get the timing and everything down for this correctly. The game tomorrow is being played at 7 p.m. Central, so that is 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern at Audi Field. At 7 p.m. it is thunderstorms, 88% chance of rain with a flood watch. 8 p.m. is thunderstorms, 85% chance of rain, flood watch. 9 p.m., 85% chance of rain, thunderstorms, flood watch. 10, same. 11, goes down to 62. My point is, this game very much could get delayed. And if a meaningless game gets delayed, just for everybody to have to go back up out there cold, and have to warm up again. If this game takes a long time, I'll probably kill myself, I think. I don't know. But I just want it to be over. It's not like I'm anticipating this like butterflies. It's like, everybody just fucking stay healthy, man. Just stay healthy. If the options, if I had to choose my priorities, it's health. If I got to choose one of two things, health or playing with the full playbook, I'm saying everybody stay healthy, play with the full playbook, rather than have somebody get hurt and play with a small playbook. So top priority is everybody staying healthy. The health in one-and-done games, which is what football's, it's single elimination tournament. It's not even a fucking tournament. It's whatever. You guys get what I mean. It's when it's one and done. You're out in the playoffs. Season's over. Go home. Being healthy is so important to that. It's not a series where a guy can come back. So you gotta stay healthy. So that's obviously the first thing. And if the game gets delayed and then people have to go back into the locker room and come back out because of a lightning delay, and the game is like, oh my God, it's dragging on and on and on and on. People are just like, oh, the beer snake's going to be fucking 10,000 cups because people have been here for 6 hours. Number one, actually, I might be rooting for it now. That'd be kind of sick. But my point is, stay healthy. Go into this with the smallest playbook possible. Get your starters out of there as soon as you possibly can. At most, 1 or 2 series for Jake Sailors. We saw that Jarvian Howard and Kevin Latulis can handle it. And then also, left side of the line, please, for the love of God, don't fuck this up and get other people hurt. So that's what we're at. The bird's eye preview is it's cloudy. My bird's eye preview is the weather. The bird is flying through a thunderstorm right now. That is there's just nothing to this game. This game is meaningless. It means nothing. They're going to be playing again the next week. Don't show them anything. Stay healthy and don't show them anything. That's what I got. Oh, the other thing I did mention that I wanted to bring this up or look at this specifically on when I went back and watched on the reKawp. So this is a reKawp, not a bird's eye preview thing. The kickoff team, why that return happened, that big old return that got down to the 11-yard line happened. Luckily, because the initial camera and everything didn't show goddamn anything. But when they were reviewing it, you could see a whole bunch of different angles and stuff like that. So there's a kicker, and then there's 10 guys on the kickoff team. So, yeah, there are 11 guys on the kickoff team, but really it's just 10 guys that are going to be making a play, especially when it's Rodrigo Blankenship as the kicker. 5 of them. So when the wasn't a great kick, not a lot of hang time. The dude caught the ball, and when he made his decision to cut in and see the lane that he had, there were 5 guys on the Battlehawks kick return team that were outside the numbers. So in between the numbers and the side, 5, half. And then the other 5 guys were spread out pretty much from the hashes to the other sideline. Not good. Really bad. I don't know the right word. It's definitely some type of integrity playing with I don't know if it's lane or if they call it gap integrity in this. I'm not entirely sure how they necessarily define it, because it is more of like a running play now. But whatever it was, that was pathetic. Having half of your team in a 13-yard area, brother, can't do that. So I did mention that I wanted to look back at the kick return and see what happened there. And I did, and it was bad. Luckily, kick return has not necessarily, or the kickoff team has not necessarily been bad this year, so hopefully this is just kind of a fluke thing, but still, that was really pathetic, and I was, don't do that. But anyway, yeah, so that is reKawp. That's a bird's eye preview. Battlehawks are favored by 2.5 points. I don't know. Wouldn't touch this. I will watch this game. I will stay up as late as I need to watch this game. Depending on how long it gets delayed, I'll come back to you tomorrow night with a re-auction. But who knows? This game doesn't mean anything. Battlehawks are 7-2 over the Defenders. Let's see. Does this game actually matter for standings? So, wow, not. I don't know what the tiebreakers are in this league. So if the Battlehawks lose, they'll be 7-3, and the Defenders would be 7-3. I believe the winning percentage definitely would be the same. I wonder if it's better on the standings on the UFL's actual page. So let's see. The conference. Yeah, if I imagine that the conference winning percentage is the most important thing for a tiebreaker. DC would get the first seed. So really the only thing the teams are playing for is the color of jerseys that they're going to be able to wear. That's what we're looking at. But yeah, other than that, man, Battlehawks, should be a better team than DC, but with the limited stuff that we're going to see, who knows? Who knows? Okay, bird's eye preview, reKawp, done in the past. We're moving forward. I will be back with you tomorrow, and then, like I said before, I'll come back when it's the playoffs. I'll get you guys something every single day. Not going to be anything long, maybe 10, 15 minutes, but I'll get you guys something every single day to get you bricked up for the games. Go Birds, go Battlehawks, go Ironbirds. Caw is the law. Anything that you say to anybody, they're going to be able to translate that into, oh, this is a Battlehawks guy. I was a guy like 6 houses up the street walking my dogs. He's got a big old fire pit, branches hanging outside the fire pit. Guy's standing there with a gas can. This guy's white trash. At one point, when we first moved into this house, he just assumingly drunk drove his car home and just parked it in the garage, halfway in the garage. He only got halfway because the garage door was down. He just fucking drove through it, and then he left his car in a garage with a crumpled garage door around it for, I mean, if I say it was 3 months, it might have been like more like a month and a half, maybe a month, but a very long time. He just left us. He's like, well, fuck it, the car's there now, it ain't moving. Anyway, I'm walking by this guy's house, fire pit, branches hanging outside the fire pit, grass underneath. No, like, it's not like got pavers or anything like that. Dumping gas on it. And I look over and I see him doing that. I say, oh, okay. So obviously me saying that, because this guy's like tried to talk to me before. I don't have that. I don't have the patience for him. He looked over me and I was like, oh, okay. Because I'm curious is what's going to happen there. But obviously, by me saying that, the man's a spectacle. Obviously, by me saying that, he's like, oh, it's just a Battlehawks guy. He's got my approval. So that's what it is. All right.